Alright, what's going on, guys? lxrdkali here, back again with another video. Now in today's video I'm going to be talking about something crazy. I'm going to be talking about my very first time trying Molly. No, I'm not joking. Real quick, before this video starts, I have to put out a disclaimer that this is all fake. Do not do anything that I did, in this video. This is all just purely CGI, GTA 6 gameplay, just for educational purposes. And honestly, just don't do what I did, okay? I was young, I was stupid, and I still am. But anyways, yeah, real quick, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Yeah, let's dive straight into the video. So this story takes place back in my peak degenerate days of 2023 and 2022. Man, what a great time to be alive during those times, man. Anyways, so this day was actually my fucking birthday, and I didn't plan on having this shit happen to me, so it was like a Wednesday or like a Thursday, something like that, just a boring, normal school day. So I have my birthday, and I'm in class, whatever the fuck, people just congratulate me, I don't even care about these people. And yeah, that was that, so I'll go outside of school, and then I just go home and I play like Fortnite or some shit. This was like chapter 4 season 1, just like at the end of that, somewhere around that time. I just remember, playing video games and all that, and my family, they couldn't celebrate with me, because like they were at work and I had to take care of my little sister and this and that. So the time goes by, I do nothing. I'm just, at home the whole day, whatever. And all of a sudden my homie hits me up and he's like, yo, let's go outside. Let's go to Luke. And I'm like, oh shit, you mean Luke? He's like, yeah, Luke. I'm like, oh shit, alright, bet. Now, this is my first time introducing him, so I'm going to introduce this character. Now, Luke, he was a legend. He was the crackhead of my friend group. He was like the absolute degenerate, but this guy had money. For some reason, his parents were rich, like real rich, And basically, I don't know what the fuck happened to Luke nowadays. The last time I've heard of him, he's basically homeless, and he spent like all of his money. I'm talking like almost $1 million on drugs. This is the type of character that Luke is. Now, yeah, so I'm excited because the last time I went to Luke was at my 15th birthday. This Luke was like a yearly tradition at this point in my life. Like, I've seen him only a handful of times, and every time I came to Luke, it was just awesome, right? It was just legendary. So this time was no different. It was also legendary. So then finally, shit goes right, shit goes according to plan, and I can go outside. So I meet up outside with John, and the first thing he does is he says, happy birthday. I'm like, hey, my man, thank you very much. And I didn't ask him what my present was, because I'm not it just feels like disrespectful to ask him, like, so where's my present, And I didn't even ask him. He just straight up said to me, like, yo, I ain't got that much money, but I got this shit. I'm like, what is this? Like, I was confused. I was like, oh shit, what are you gonna get me into? And he says, yo, look, I got some Molly. And I was just like, what? Because I've never seen Molly before. I've always heard of Molly for like YouTube stories and all of that, and like raves and all that. I knew of Molly, but seeing it like seeing it firsthand, wow. I immediately took it down the hatch. Thankfully, he had some water with me as well, so we each took one down the hatch, just like that. Boom. Now, this was like some green Molly. I think it was called like Heineken or some shit. Yeah, that was the pill. And bro, not even like 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, I already start to feel it for the first time. And I'm like, oh boy, this shit is going hard. I am rolling. Let's go, baby. And, we're on the way to Luke. And Luke lives about like an hour away. So, we got to catch a bus and a train and all of that bullshit. So then I'm sitting here in the train, and I'm just like, whoa, I'm feeling it. And John looks to me, and then he's just like, oh God, you look fucked up. And I was just like, yeah, you bet I am. And we was just laughing in the train. Shit was great. So now me and John, we go over to Luke's house. This is like about like an hour later or some shit. And he daps us up. He's like, yo, what's good? And we come inside the crib. Now Luke's crib was amazing. Luke, like, I don't know what I think his parents were in like real estate or some shit like that, because he was like in the rich part of the city, living there on like the top floor of this like whole big ass apartment condo, like 5 or 4 floors, some shit like that. Like he was living in a good, like in a bougie, you know, like in a bougie crib, I swear. And you know, we dap up. I'm like, hey, what's good? He's like, yo, what's good? And I mentioned to him, like, yo, it's my birthday today. It's my 16th birthday. He's like, oh, shit, I didn't know that, you know? And prior to that, the last time I saw him was my 15th birthday. He also didn't know that. So I'm like, yeah, damn, you're a yearly tradition. I'm like, yes, sir. I'm a fucking yearly tradition at this point. And we laugh about it, you know, this and that. And he's like, yo, so when is your birthday, actually? I'm like, it's actually going to be, like, tonight, you know, like, at 12 p.m., AM, PM, whatever the fuck. He's like, oh shit, alright, bet. I'm sorry, I don't have nothing for you, you know what I'm saying? I don't have anything like to give you, no money, no nothing. But you can take this random ass mirror. And I just start laughing my ass off, you know? It's always funny when like people try to give you a birthday present but they have no idea what the fuck. So I just flat out refuse. I'm like, nah man, thank you, I really don't need it. Like, I don't need a Christmas like a birthday present or anything. I'm good, bro, thank you. He's like, no, take it, please take this mirror. I'm like, nah man, sorry, I can't, like like what the fuck am I gonna do with this mirror? He's like, oh, maybe sell it or some shit. I'm like, nah, I'm good. He's like, alright, bet. So now by the time I was at his crib, mind you, it was like winter, you know, it was like February, so it was pretty fucking cold outside, you know, and he had like the balcony door open and everything, but I was warm as fuck. Like, he was freezing, Luke was freezing, you know, but me and John, oh boy, we were like warm as fuck. So then I remember, you know, going on Instagram in his crib, you know, we're smoking blunts and drinking and some shit. I'm gonna get to the spicy part later. Yeah, we're drinking, you know, having a good time. I'm on Instagram and I'm texting random bitches. Now, this was a mistake because me and John, we had planned, like, in our school, you know, we knew like 2 girls, and we had planned out a little two-man mission for us. Now, spoiler alert, this should never happen, right? The 2-man mission it just didn't work, right? So fuck it. Yeah, I texted her, I'm like, hey, it's my birthday, this and that, I want to come outside, want to meet me. She's like, no, I can't for, you know, this and that. I'm just like, fuck. I was just like, fuck, even off the molly, I can't pull no bitches. But it's alright. So yeah, then, shortly like 20 or 15 minutes before my birthday, you know, before like 12 a.m., before the clock hits, Luke decided to drink. I'm like, oh shit, alright, why not? I'm gonna drink too. And here's the thing, he didn't bring no vodka, he didn't bring no Bombay, no Jack Daniels, nothing like that, no beers, nah. He had this fucking like 86% green concoction, like some 86, like 80 plus percent alcohol. It was green. I have no idea what the fuck it was. I forgot the name, to be honest, but this shit hit me like a truck. This shit felt good, you know. I could handle it. Like, I've never vomited in my life, you know, but this was the closest that I came to from vomiting, you know, from the alcohol. Now, the thing is, Luke, he's a crackhead, so he doesn't vomit, you know. He's used to getting fucked up every day, you know. Me, however, no. Now, John, on the other hand, like my ex-best friend, he just passed out. Like, he was slumped out on the bed. Luke had this, like, crazy big-ass, like, bed. I don't even know how the fuck to describe it. It's broken. It's like a crackhead bed, to be honest. Like, his whole room just looks like a trap house, to be honest. Yeah, we drink up, and John is just passed out. Now, me and Luke, we're trying to wake him up. We were like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, it's gonna be my birthday pretty soon. Bro, wake up. And John is just simply not waking up. He's just stuck in one position. Like, he is breathing, but he's just fucking stuck, you know? Like, as if he took some Fent. And I took a funny picture of him, but, I mean, I deleted it because, like, that's just sad. That's mad disrespectful, to be honest, you know? And now it's just me and Luke, and it's kind of the vibe kind of shifts. It's kind of awkward a little bit, and you know, Luke says to me like, hey, and I look at him, and like he just got like very scared. He's like, what the fuck, why did you look at me like that? Like, you looked at me like some crackhead. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, yo, you looked at me like this. And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to tell you, this is my first time taking Molly. he's just like, oh shit, are you feeling good? Like, are you alright? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? Because he said to me like, yo, alcohol and Molly is a dangerous combination. I'm like, nah, man, I got this. So eventually, we tried waking up John, and John is just fucking dead at this point. So we're sitting here and we're celebrating my birthday. It hits 12 o'clock and we're blasting some music, all of that. We're celebrating for like 5 minutes or some shit. We're having a great time. And the vibe gets kind of boring, it kind of dies down after a little bit. He's like, yo, want to go outside? I'm like, fuck it, yeah, why not? What do we do about John? He's like, man, John is not waking up, fuck it. So now me and Luke, we're on a solo adventure, we're on a solo mission, and I've never been outside with Luke alone, so I'm kind of scared. I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna get into? Now we go outside and we just walk through the city, everything is chill, and all of a sudden Luke is like, yo, I'm gonna meet up with this one friend, and he's like, I'm like, all right, bet, why not? So we meet up this random ass dude. Honestly, I don't even know I don't even have a fake name for this dude. He's just irrelevant to the story, right? So anyways, we meet up with this guy, and he's just like, yeah, what's up? I'm like a rapper, this and that. I make music. And this is the funniest shit I've heard in my whole time. He starts just like spitting some random ass bars, making some random ass beats, with his mouth. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this shit was just insane. So time goes by, me, Luke, and now this crackhead are smoking a blunt, whatever. It's pretty good, Now Luke has fat blunts. His weed is amazing, to be honest. Like, his weed is just out of this world. I don't even know what the fuck to say. So yeah, time goes by, and eventually it's like 2 or 3 a.m. and we don't know what to do. It gets kind of boring. So we dap up. We both dap up the random crackhead, and we move along, and we just decide to go back home. Now this is like 3 a.m. or some shit, and we're stranded. We somehow cannot find our way back in the city, even though like he lives inside the city, so he should know where the fuck we're going. We don't, so we're just stranded in the middle of the fucking city. And he debates on taking an Uber back home. I'm like, nah, man, don't take an Uber, man. Just don't. Thankfully, he didn't get an Uber. So we somehow find our way back home. Now, this took us, I would say we took like an hour and a half trying to find our way back home. And eventually, we do. So now we go up inside the crib once again, and at this point I'm just fucking exhausted, man. Like I shouldn't be exhausted from Molly. I should be rolling all night, but for some reason the vibe just kind of dies down. And we go back home and we see John. John is still fucking slumped, right? He's still just dead. Like, he's not reacting, not moving, anything. And Luke says, yo, alright, I'm going to bed. Can y'all please leave my crib? And I'm like, shit, alright. So now somehow we eventually fucking, wake up John. And John is just fucking, he wakes up, but he's just not there, right? Like, he's just fucked. He's just absolutely fucked. I think it was because of the alcohol. Because, yeah, it was definitely the fucking alcohol. It was way too strong. So now I gotta go on this mission solo. With not solo, but I gotta form a duo. So now me and John, we dap up Luke and we get the fuck out the crib. Now it's our mission to go back home, and it's like almost 5 a.m. at this point. So I'm like, John, what should we do? John is like, yo, I'm fiending for some McDonald's. We gotta go to McDonald's. And we somehow find our way to McDonald's. This is like almost 6 a.m. at this point. And I'm like, all right, bet. So we go to McDonald's. I have a little bit of birthday money and all that. John cannot even talk, bro. Like, he's just dead. He's physically there. Like, he's there as a body, but his mind and like his soul is just dead. I don't even know what the fuck happened to him, right? So now I remember this vividly. We're chilling at fucking McDonald's. And we go up the stairs, we order our shit. I think it was we order we order French fries and like the early morning breakfast menu, whatever the fuck they had. And that was my birthday meal, so we eat up. We go up the stairs, which, it's normally closed, but John just doesn't give a fuck. I also don't give a fuck. So we chill upstairs, we sit down near this like the table, the McDonald's table. We eat our food. And it tastes awesome, bro. It tastes fucking awesome. And you know, after about like 10-15 minutes, we decide to leave McDonald's and we take a train. Now, this is when shit gets fucked up, right? It was just at this point, it was like a Thursday or a Friday or some shit like that, you know, and we have school. We still have school. So, you know, me and John, we fucking part ways somehow, some way. I don't even know. I go back home at like 6-7 a.m. You know, John also dips. He lives kind of near me. So we both dipped back home, and I mean, that was that. That was my first time taking Molly. Yeah, so I mean, that was pretty much it for the story. Now, the next day, you know, not even the next day, like in a couple of hours, we have school, and I'm on my bed, like just fucking fucked up, right? Like fucked up, and I still gotta go to school. So I do go to school on like the same day, you know, like it's the next day, but it's the same day. You get what I'm saying? I stay up the whole night, and I go to school. Now, the thing is, I don't even care, right? Like, I don't even care for school at this point. Because my mind was just so fucked up from the whole night. I couldn't even comprehend what the fuck the teacher was saying. And, you know, all my classmates, somehow, some way, they didn't notice that I was fucked up or anything. Like, thank God. The teacher also didn't notice. Like, I looked so tired or some shit that I looked normal, you know? So, yeah, this is my first time taking Molly. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash a like, you know, smash subscribe, smash like, smash everything if you enjoyed the story. So, yeah, that's it for the video. Goodbye.